Hey, hi guys, this is Salim once again. Welcome to the channel. Hope you're all doing great, guys. So today I'm going to tell you about API and its important role that plays in web application, guys. So let's see what actually API is. So API stands for Application Program Interface. Before to enter into this API concept, let me tell you about the methodology that used to be followed in the web application before this API came into existence, guys. In the old methodology, uh, web application follows some process like, I mean, there will be client and there will be server or DB. So whatever the request that is given through UI, that is going to be taken by the server or the DB, and it gives response back to the UI that will display the data. This is actually going to be followed. So in between these, protocols like HTTPS protocols are actually used because uh, HTTPS protocols are the only protocol that can be, carry the responses of the requests that are given by the client or the user, guys. So this is actually used to be follow in the old methodology. Later on, as the development goes on, changes. So Ajax calls were implemented. So Ajax calls nothing but, I mean, the calling of these HTTP protocols actually brought in this Ajax methodology. So here in the Ajax methodology, we are going to call the HTTP protocol with respect to the methods also. These HTTP protocols having four methods: get, put, post. One more method is there. um, yeah, Let it be. So usually we use these three methods: get, put, and post. So these three methods actually use it to retrieve the data, update the data, delete the data. So there are some basic operations that are going to perform based on this methods via HTTP protocols. So which are actually performed using this Ajax concept, guys. Later on again, the advanced development happens, and now API is actually the concept that is using in order to perform those operations what I said right now. So this API, which is application program interface. So what actually happens is when the user given request through the UI, so generally, as I said, there will be an method that is calling the server or the DB, where all the params can be accessed through the UI to that method, and from that method that is going to access by the DB or the server. Then the DB is giving back the response to the required query that is made request by the user through UI. This is actually going to happen now. Since the security matters here and also the optimization, so what happens is this API concept came into existence. So what actually this API does is, so whatever I said, a method has to be written to call the DB and everything. So all these has to be, uh, I mean, they have to be write separately. So uh, and now entire this process actually accessed through an URL, guys. So that URL is nothing but API URL. So API is nothing but generally it is an URL, guys. Some HTTPS URL, that's it. So what actually happens is that URL we are going to access through our UI. So where the URL is going to fetch the data from the DB or the server, and which is stored in an array of object, and that array we are going to use in our UI frameworks like React and Angular. Wherever we want to display the data, there we are going to do we will display the data. This is actually going to happen using of API. So if I want to give a practical demo, let's show you guys how actually it happens. So yeah, let us consider, guys, this is an server. So this Visual Studio. So here, if you see, I am returning the strings value 1 and value 2. Okay. Um Now, this is actually web API, guys. So this is not how actually it looks, but for basic thing, so I am showing you like how actually API will return the data, and that data how we actually going to access in the UI. So generally, the web API will return the data in XML only, guys. So now whatever the data you are seeing here, value and value 2, you are going to see this value and value 2 in the XML format. So let me show you guys. Yeah, when I run this, you can see here this value 1 and value 2, so which is entirely in this XML format. Now what happens is, so as I said, the API will actually access the data in the UI, right? So while accessing from the server DB, it is going to get the data in the format of this XML. So now that XML is going to convert into JSON format, guys. So in JSON format, let me show you how it is going to be fetch. So here we are going to give the URL of server or DB. So in our case here, this is the server URL. Yeah, and then I am going to get the data in the format of JSON. So response, and return the response in the JSON format. Yeah, so in the response I'm going to get this XML data which is converting in the JSON format. So to know whether it is exactly giving the data or not, so we are going to just console it and check whether the data is returning or not to the API. Yeah, console.log of data. Yeah, sorry, here the data. Yeah, so this is how the API call is going to happen through UI. Now when we console it, we are going to see the data of this XML, that is value 1, value 2. This is how actually an API is going to work, guys. So this is just a demo, but in real-time projects, so there might be a large amount of data, so which is going to access directly to the DB over server. So everything is going to come in an XML format, which in turns it is going to convert into JSON format. And here we are going to store this JSON format entirely in some arrays. So here in our case, you can see the product data. So I have to store this JSON format and data into this array, and then I'm going to use this array wherever I need in order to display the data. So actually this is how it is going to be happen using API. So if you see here, the client is going to give the request and to the server, and the server is going to give the response to the client. So this is all going to be happen via API call, guys. So using this API calls, I mean whatever I said, like security and code optimization will be used a lot. And also obviously the data that is written from the web services or servers is going to be encrypted, and again in the UI we are going to decrypt, which I have not shown here because yeah, it takes some time. So furtherly I'll just prepare a demo application that can be helpful to you, what actually an API and how it works, everything. So guys, yeah, this is how the flow or the API functionality does. Hope you all get a little bit of knowledge regarding API. So please do like, share, comment, and don't forget to subscribe, guys. Thank you.